Have you ever noticed how procrastination lies to you in the calmest voice possible? It never sounds dangerous. It sounds responsible. It says you deserve a break. It says you work better under pressure. It says you'll start tomorrow when you feel more motivated, more focused, or even more ready. Then suddenly a week disappears. Your stress triples and you think you avoided it becomes 10 times harder than it would have been if you just started earlier. And that's the trap. Procrastination isn't laziness. It's emotional management. You're not avoiding the task because it's impossible. You're avoiding the feeling attached to the task. Maybe it feels boring, overwhelming, confusing, stressful, or uncertain. Your brain sees discomfort and immediately looks for escape routes: social media, gaming, snacks, random cleaning, checking notifications, watching productive videos without actually producing anything. Your brain rewards you with instant comfort while quietly stealing your future momentum. The scary part is that procrastination compounds. Every time you delay something important, your brain learns a pattern. It learns that avoidance equals relief. And the problem is that relief is temporary, but consequences, they stack up permanently. Deadlines get closer, opportunities disappear, confidence drops, and then people start believing they're unmotivated when really they've just trained themselves to escape discomfort instead of confronting it. The reason some people seem insanely productive isn't because they're constantly inspired. It's because they stop negotiating with their emotions. They understand a brutal truth most people avoid. Action creates motivation and not the only way around. Waiting to feel motivated before starting is like waiting to get fit before going to the gym. It makes no sense. Motivation usually shows up after you begin because progress creates momentum. Starting is the hardest part because your brain hates uncertainty. And once you're moving, resistance shrinks. And that's why the 5 minute rule works so well. Tell yourself you only need to work for 5 minutes, not 5 perfect minutes, just 5 honest minutes instead of the time your brain stops resisting once a task begins, because anticipation is usually worse than the reality. Your mind builds giant monsters out of tasks you could probably handle if you just sat down and touched the work. Another reason people procrastinate is perfectionism. A lot of people don't delay because they don't care. They delay because they care too much. They want the perfect plan, the perfect timing, the perfect energy level, the perfect results. So instead of risking imperfection, they stall completely. But perfectionism is just fear wearing expensive clothes. If you wait until you feel perfectly ready, you'll spend most of your life standing still. Successful people aren't fearless. They're just willing to start before certainty arrives. They understand that clarity comes from action, not endless thinking. Think about how many hours get destroyed by overthinking simple decisions. People waste entire days mentally rehearsing work instead of doing work. Your brain loves fake productivity because it feels safer than real effort. Planning, organizing, researching, and preparing can become procrastination if they replace execution at some point. You have to stop sharpening the axe and actually swinging it. One of the biggest productivity killers today is constant stimulation. Your brain is getting trained to crave instant reward every second. Short videos, notifications, heck, scrolling, entertainment, endless dopamine hits. And then you try to sit down and focus on something difficult, and suddenly your brain acts like it's being tortured. Deep work feels painful because your attention span has been shredded into tiny pieces. Most people don't realize they've conditioned themselves to be distracted. Focus is now a skill that has to be rebuilt. That means you need friction between yourself and distractions. Put the phone in another room. Turn off notifications, block distraction apps, make procrastination harder and productivity easier. Your environment matters more than your willpower. People love depending on motivation because it sounds exciting, but systems beats motivation every single time. If your routine requires you to feel inspired every day, you already lost. Create habits that remove decisions. Same wake up time, same work block, same workout time, same study routine. The less negotiating you do with yourself, the less energy you waste. Discipline isn't punishment, it's freedom. When you build discipline, you stop being controlled by random moods and impulses. Another thing nobody talks about enough is identity. If you constantly say things like, I'm lazy or I always procrastinate, your brain starts protecting that identity. People behave consistently with who they believe they are. So stop building a personal brand around self sabotage. Instead, say, I'm learning to become someone who finishes things. That small shift matters because your action eventually follows your identity. And every completed task becomes evidence that you're capable. Confidence is built through proof, not positive quotes. And here's something uncomfortable but important, okay? Procrastination steals self respect. Every time you promise yourself you'll do something and then ignore it, trust in yourself weakens. And eventually you stop believing your own plans. You become the person who says, I'll start Monday every single Monday. The fastest way to rebuild confidence is something. Keep small promises to yourself consistently. Not giant dramatic promises, small ones. Read 10 pages, walk for 20 minutes, work for 30 focus minutes, finish one important task before touching entertainment. Tiny wins sound boring, but they rebuild credibility with yourself. People underestimate the consistency because it doesn't look impressive in the moment, but consistency changes the identities. And most massive success stories are just boring routines repeated for years. Another massive cause for procrastination is overwhelm. When tasks feel huge, your brain freezes. And that's why breaking work into smaller steps is so powerful. Don't tell yourself to write an entire essay. Open the document and write the first paragraph. Don't tell yourself to completely transform your life. Clean your desk, go for a walk, send the email, and momentum grows through completion. Big goals become manageable when reduced to immediate action. Your brain handles clarity better than chaos. Also, stop confusing being busy with being productive. Some people stay active all day while avoiding the one task that actually matters. They answer emails, organize folders, check analytics, rearrange schedules, and convince themselves they worked hard. Meanwhile, the important project never moves forward. Productivity isn't in doing more things, it's doing the right things first. Ask yourself one question every morning. What task makes the biggest positive impact if I completed it today? Start there before the world steals your attention. And understand this clearly. Your future life is being shaped by your daily pattern right now, not your intentions, not your goals, your habits. Every day, you either reinforce discipline or reinforce avoidance. Every scroll, delay, excuse, and distraction trains your brain. The good news is the reverse is also true. Every focus work session trains concentration. Every finished task builds momentum, and every difficult thing you face without running away makes you mentally stronger. The version of you that gets things done is not magically different. They just stop waiting for perfect feelings. They learn that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts much longer. Imagine where your life could be 1 year from now if you simply become consistent. Not perfect, consistent. People massively overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what you can do in a year. A single hour of focused effort every day becomes 365 hours in a year, and that can completely change your skills, health, finances, business, or education. Small actions look weak in the moment because results are invisible at first, but invisible progress is still progress. And most people quit during the invisible stage because they expect immediate transformation, real growth. It's quieter than social media makes it look. It's repetition, it's patience, it's showing up when nobody claps for you. I posted videos on this channel for 3 or 4 weeks and got 1 or 2 views on a lot of them. It's just that's part of it. That's part of it. You got to pay your dues. There's also a dangerous comfort in telling yourself you have plenty of time. That mindset destroys urgency. People delay dreams like life comes from unlimited retries, but time is the one thing you never get refunded. Every wasted month eventually becomes a wasted year, and one day people wake up shocked by how far behind they feel. But the truth is, they didn't fall behind overnight. They slowly drifted through daily avoidance. And that's why the best time to change your habits isn't next month or after some motivational breakthrough. It's today, right after this video ends, because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to break patterns that are already wired into your brain. You don't underestimate the emotional weight of unfinished tasks. Open loop drains mental energy. Your brain keeps reminding you about things you keep postponing. And that background stress slowly destroys peace of mind. Finishing things feels powerful because completion creates relief and clarity. Your mind becomes lighter when you stop carrying about invisible debt to yourself. So if you want to stop procrastinating, stop waiting for motivation. Start before you feel ready. Make tasks smaller, remove distractions, build systems, protect your focus. Keep promises to yourself, accept imperfection, understand that discipline is built, not gifted. And most importantly, remember this: your life is being shaped by what you repeatedly do when you don't feel like doing it. That's the real battle. Anybody can work when they're inspired. The people who actually change their lives are the ones who take action even when it's boring, uncomfortable, repetitive, and hard. Every time you choose action over avoidance, you become stronger than the version of yourself that wanted to quit. And eventually, that disciplined version becomes your default setting. And then one day you look back and realize this thing that changed your life wasn't some massive breakthrough moment. It was the decision to stop delaying the work that mattered. Thanks for watching today. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. Without your subscription, I can't build this channel. According to YouTube, I have to have it to grow. So a subscription would be highly appreciated, and I'd love to see you around on the next video because we got a lot of work to do in the U.S. There's a lot of negativity, and I want to change that. It's time to be positive and start moving in the right direction. It's hard. I struggle even right now, but we can do that together. So drop a subscription. I'd appreciate it, and I thank you for it. Also, check out these videos to the right. They could also help you on your journey as well. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a good day.